Y'all, as I'm sure you can tell, I still do not have my normal voice back. Like, it's been four scores and it's been a long time. I've been doing this a long time, man. I feel like it's been enough time where I should have my voice back, and my voice is just like, no, I will not be returning, and you will sound like you can't breathe, and your voice will be raspy until further notice. And it's really upsetting me and my homegirls. Like, it's upsetting us. You know how I really wanted to start this episode because I'm childish? I wanted to be like, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I don't even have a rhyme or reason for wanting to actually be that freaking random. But as I was setting up the mic, I was like, I should do that because I'm childish. Yeah, pretty much. So guys, bear with me. My voice just isn't back yet. I really did think it would be back by now, and it's not. And as I listen back and as I'm editing episodes, it's just like I can hear the raspiness. I can hear that my full voice isn't there, especially when I'm trying to give y'all a little podcast concert. I'm like, dang, sis, you were struggling a little bit before this, but you really struggling. So hopefully my voice will return in time for Hot Girl Summer, in time enough for me to be like, hey, like, full capacity. Full capacity. Speaking of Hot Girl Summer, I've had a crush on Partisan Fontaine for a very long time. I've been doing this a long time, man. Why am I like this? Yeah, so I've had a crush on Partisan Fontaine for a very long time. And I had all his little mixtapes and I knew his raps. And then when he popped up out the party, he was with the gang, aka Meg Thee Stallion, aka Hot Girl Coach, aka She Fine. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. But I say all that to say, not so y'all can call the authorities and be like, sis is stalking Meg Thee Stallion's man. But I say all that to say, I know most of us saw the video of Pardi tossing Meg around like Raggedy Ann, and she like she was having the time of her life. It was in that moment that I was like, she stole my man. She stole my man. Pardi don't know you exist, Thumbelina. I'm tall, you're not. But I was like, if it's not that, I don't want it. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of the rest of their relationship, but if you can't pick me up and toss me around like I am part of your knapsack, wear me across your chest like a satchel, then what are we even doing here? What are we doing? Toss me around in a consensual, I want this type of way. Don't just get to tossing a sister, like, but toss. Y'all couldn't tell me that wasn't sexy. I promise you that I didn't think that this was going to be. I promise you that I didn't think that this would be the rant that I started this podcast with. But we are here now, and here we are. Toss me, baby, toss me. I love the way you toss it up. And in that moment, we might have just found the podcast title. That's not what it was going to be, but I think that's what it's going to be. So that we can get to the rest of the episode, we all know what time it is. And I think it is time for me to get the house cleaning out of the way. Welcome to Janky Voice Notes with Shay, episode Toss It Up. I'm not sure how you got here, but I'm so excited that you are here. And in case you need a reminder where to find me, you can find me on the website at shayiconic.com. You can find me on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at shayiconic, and on Snapchat at shayiconic and YouTube at shayiconic Here at this podcast, we talk about so many different topics, but we always seem to stick with the core four, which are business, entrepreneurship, relationships, and self-care. So with that said, welcome to Janky Voice Notes with Shay. Okay, I'm glad I got that out the way. You know why I'm glad I got that out the way? I'm glad I got that out the way because when I was driving yesterday, I thought about, girl, you got to record the podcast tomorrow and you still have not recorded the standard intro. And then I got to thinking, talking to myself like I do on this podcast. Y'all hear me talk to myself and answer myself. It is what it is. And I was like, I'm kind of happy I didn't record the standard intro because I really think I'm going to cut it down and slice it up. We say the socials and I tell you welcome, I tell you the episode title, but I think I'm really going to find my way and it's just going to be more so like welcome to the podcast, episode so-and-so. Let's get into some things. I think that we have enough episodes that people should know where to find me. And if you do not, go back and look, and you might see me on a Google ad because that's what we're working on this week. So I'm going to record the standard podcast intro, but I think it's going to sound a little bit different than what you guys are used to. But I'm also not going to record it until I get my voice back. Because I'm telling you, COVID out here done stole my voice like Ursula did the Little Mermaid. Like, just snatched it. It wasn't even for a man. Snatched it. Just snatched it up. So that's what we're dealing with this week. Now that we have gotten all that stuff out the way and we talked about the things that we need to talk about, let me see you toss it up. We're not going to act like we're going to say this at the end of the podcast. We're not. We're going to talk about it right now. Did y'all see Jesse Williams on the internet? Baby, my lady bits hopped up, packed their bags, and moved to Broadway. Now, okay, let me take a pause before I say the rest of what I'm about to say. I feel bad for anybody whose nudes are leaked against their will. I do feel bad about that. And I think we need to have the same energy that we have when the nudes of women are leaked. But since they out there, I respect you, Jesse Williams. I do. Call me. No, wait. Come, focus, Sherelle. But since they out there, baby, if I was his ex-wife, I would feel the same way. Y'all saw her. She been cutting up. And I'm not even mad. I don't know what this situation. He could have been a bastard. I don't know. But I would be cutting up the same way. Like, baby, you can leave, but I'm keeping that thing. Or whatever Tina Turner said. Because, woo! Did y'all, whoo, Cheryl, stop acting like you ain't never seen nice things. Child, it was wet. He was in the water. When I tell you, I had to have a side conversation with my lady bits like they were a child. I had to be like, all right, now, okay, when we get here, don't be touching nothing. Don't be acting crazy. Don't embarrass me. Because they was like, what's that? What is that? I mean, it was to the point where my lady bits was like, I'm going to get on the $1 bus to New York and go straight to Broadway without a change of clothes. Let me buy 5 tickets for myself because I want to be at the matinee, the other show, and the other show after that. Like, girl, whew. I know that man wakes up hearing, I am blessed every day. And that's all we're going to sing because we don't have the money for the copyright. But I know he hear that song. I know he hear it. How he don't hear it? He hears that song. Every day of my life I am blessed. Lord help me. Nope, stop singing the song. Whew. I've always wanted to see a Broadway show. I'm just going to say that. And baby, I'm going to be front row without an umbrella. Splash me. Splash me. He was in the shower. Splash me. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. You know what it did? It gave me the feeling that Boosie must have had when he was on Instagram before he got kicked off. When he was like, put your camera on Instagram so I can see it. I am not encouraging y'all to go look for that photo on Twitter. I am not encouraging that. That is not right. But if you come across it, you tell me how you felt, because that's how I felt. You tell me how you felt. Because, baby. I'm sorry that it was leaked. I understand that the theater is beefing up their security so something like that does not happen again. Although they had protocols in place for people to seal away their phones and do stuff like that. And now they're really going to make sure that's happening. But, I mean, is it not a gift and a curse? Because I get it. His privacy, his artist integrity was violated. I feel like I speak like a lawyer. Like, these are all the things I should say. But tell me those ticket sales are not about to rise. Like, I get it, it's bad, but it's kind of good because y'all little show about to be on Broadway for 70 years because women are thirsty. We thirsty. Thirsty. I mean, we still demand respect and we all have different experiences, but baby, one thing that we tend to agree on, women who date men or attract to men, I guess y'all get it, right? One thing we can agree on is when we see a thing thinging, oh, we gonna applaud. Oh, we gon' look. We gon' look. Even if the thing at home is thinging, we still gon' look. Baby, I'll be in there too. Cutting up, talking about he quit his day job to do this Broadway show, pay me more money. Because you know what he did when he left? Took that thing, and that thing be thinging. That thing was thinging, and I don't even think he was around. Whew. Aunties, mommy, please turn off this podcast. I know y'all know I act like this, but to hear me saying it out loud in the podcast, I'm talking to my podcast friends. I'm not talking to y'all. Stay out of here. Still give me a listen. Just turn down this part and then wait like 2 minutes and then you can turn it back up because that thing was thinking. It was thinking how it was supposed to think and it was thinking. And then it made me think about, because my mind has to wonder, about the number of women on social media who said that they've never experienced a gleeful ending to a joyous time. And I said, I have been blessed because I have been in a relation with partners who really care about my happy ending. And I care about it too. And if you don't provide it, I'm going to tell you, I shall not be encouraging you to bring this into other people's doorsteps and houses, especially not mine multiple times. Okay? You going to do what you got to do or we going to figure it out together, but I'm not going to be in here and you feel like you didn't won first place. All you really got was a participation trophy. I don't hand out participation trophy. Pizza is for winners. Okay? Okay. Why do y'all let me get up here and cut up every week? And y'all do. Y'all do. You really do. We're going to get back to the tomfoolery and shenanigans, I promise you, because I can't help myself. But I do have topics this week that I wanted to talk about that are a little bit more in line with when we're talking about business and really forging your path and doing things that feel authentic to you. So one thing that came up this week is we often talk about, that saying that I saw online or that saying that was seen that I'm pretty sure all of us have seen at some point or other, that do the thing that you want to do even if other people are doing it, because there are a million different waters in the water aisle, but yet and still everybody hydrated. Okay, maybe that's my saying. They really said about bread, but there are a million different waters in the water aisle and people are staying hydrated the best way they can. I'm bougie about my water, but some people take what they can get and that's what they got. And people really would drink out of a faucet. The fact that people even buy bottled water and water is free in this country out of the faucet for the neighborhoods where their water system has not been corrupted by government that doesn't care about them. I'm going to get off my soapbox. But for the most part, water is free, comes out your faucet. You can get water if you really, really need it. And we buy bottled water. Lets me know that if there's a thing that you want to do and you feel like people won't buy it, I bet you they will. So do your thing. And the reason that came up is because we're going to slide into this week's podcast tip and mention everybody cannot do what you do, how you do it. The whole sentence. Don't cut it off. The whole sentence is, everybody can't do what you do, how you do it. How many times have we talked about that water? Like, Poland Springs, you can't do what Essentia does. Essentia, you can't do what Aquafina does. Aquafina, you can't do what, I don't know. I don't know the names of all the waters. If you give me a sponsorship, I'll figure it out. We clearly just figured out the waters that I drink, except for the third one. I don't drink that third one. But the point is, everybody can't do what you do, how you do it. And what made me think about this was the little dust up between Wendy Williams and Sherri Shepherd, which in my opinion should not have been a dust up. Wendy was asked a question. She said she wasn't going to watch that show. I don't feel like she threw shade, but then again, it wasn't my name in her mouth, so I can't tell the person whose name was in her mouth how to feel. But what I didn't like about that exchange, is my personal opinion, this is me on my Janky Voice Notes with Shay. Say whatever you want on your podcast, because I swear everybody has one. But say what you want, what you want to say. But this is my opinion, that I didn't like Sherri Shepherd's comeback. Like, it felt real nice, nasty, like real fake concern, like, oh, I heard what she said, but she's not in her right mind. Sis, don't throw that out there, especially when she fighting legal battles of people trying to take her money because they're trying to say she's not in her right mind. What you could have said is, I'm not for everybody and she doesn't have to watch it, but at the end of the day, I have a show, but I can't tell you what to say out your mouth. Say what you want to say. But that nice nastiness of like, oh yeah, I'm kind of concerned, but she don't really have no friends. I don't know how y'all feel. I don't know what y'all watching. Wendy Williams isn't always right. She gets it wrong a lot of the time. She says some shady stuff that probably doesn't need to be said. But I have not watched a Wendy Williams show since Wendy Williams has not been on it. That's not exactly true. I do watch like with Fat Joe and Rima, and a few other people have hosted it. But at the end of the day, nobody does Wendy like Wendy. Nobody does Wendy like Wendy. And you came onto her platform and was able to really showcase your talents, because that's what it is. Showcase your talents and be able to be offered your own show. But don't be shady while you're still sitting in a chair every day that's still listed under the Wendy Williams show. Like, yeah, your show may be good, but nobody does Wendy like Wendy. There's been times that things have happened, and I'm like, damn, I wish Wendy Williams was kind of on her show, because I kind of want to hear what she had to say. Right, wrong, or different. Even when she came for Tabitha Brown, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then Tabitha Brown clapped back like she was Nas on Ether, and I was like, this is a full circle moment. We would not have had that moment if Wendy wasn't who Wendy was. You know what I'm saying? Like, do not disrespect a person's place in the culture, in their line of business, and what they have contributed. Not in her right mind. She was in her right mind when she said she didn't watch a boring ass show. I'm just saying what I said, how I said it. That's it. Now, am I a Wendy type person? No, I feel like some things are better left unsaid. But people also aren't looking to me to do what Wendy does. And I would never try to move into that space and then act like she didn't contribute what she contributed. That the problem is, people are always trying to erase people to uplift themselves. And I don't like that. I don't like it. Don't do that. Woo, I'm going to stand on that soapbox. I'm telling y'all, I have a mini soapbox, a medium soapbox, a big soapbox. Like, I'm going to get on a soapbox and tell you how I feel. I'm guessing that's probably how I ended up with Janky Voice Notes with Shay. But I think I'll be giving y'all good content. So I think we're good. All right. Now, moving right along. My notes are out of order because I like chaos. Y'all all know, if you're not struggling, are you living? I apparently like chaos. I don't really like chaos, but apparently I do like chaos, because why are your notes out of order? Why are your notes out of order? I don't know. But I'm going to try to get it together. So this is where I'm at this week. I deleted most of those dating apps. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, after 2 days, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. I am not built for this. This is too much. It feels very Hunger Games-ish. It has me questioning, like, well, am I cute? Yes, is you cute? You sure I'm cute? I don't. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. I can't do it, and I don't want to do it. I don't even have to do it. Men talk to me on the outside world. I just need to go outside more often, and I don't mean outside to work, to the gym, to the grocery store. Like, maybe if I spend a little bit more time outside, maybe I would find my king. But I told my friends, my close friends earlier, I said, God ain't going to send my king, because ratchet things like that song that I saw on the internet, Step in the Neck, y'all will find it. If you've seen it, then you know what I'm referencing. If you didn't, do not let me bring my ghetto shenanigans to your house. But I was like, the way that some ghetto stuff really like gets me going is like, oh, God's like, she don't want better. She don't want better. I do want better. I'm easily amused. But where was I at? Yeah. So I did find a new one. I found a new dating app. And that's where I'm currently at. And I'm out here talking to men that I don't think that I would have looked twice at in real life. Like, if I saw them on the street, I wouldn't have stopped. Like, damn, like, not like at all. Like, it's all very, very interesting. And I'm just going to share this. I'm just going to share this with y'all because I'm just going to share this. So, this podcast is going to be my relationship downfall. It really is. Because one of the guys that I matched with, I guess, and we were exchanging messages, asked me, can he see my social media? And instantly my face turned into the face that Raven Simone used to make in That's So Raven when she had a premonition. Like, I got stuck for a second. And not because I don't think I look good, or not because, I don't think the photos that I had on the dating app didn't match my social media. Like, I talk to y'all all the time that I look different in every photo, but it's still the same base face. Like, I look how I look, with makeup, without makeup, with a tan, without a tan, with curly hair, with straight hair, with a top knot, with the forehead. I look the way I look. Like, I am pretty confident in that. So that was fine. It wasn't a matter of not wanting to share my social media with him, which I'm losing followers. Y'all got me fucked up. But it wasn't a matter of not sharing my social media with him. It was because this podcast. I said, he's going to go on my social media, and the first thing he's going to see is promo for Janky Voice Notes with Shay. And if he's curious enough, he's going to click on the episode and he's going to hear my shenanigans. And I was like, well, bye-bye, Rocco. Like that Elmo voice, bye-bye, Rocco. Because it's a lot. Not just, I love my whole personality. I love who I am. I am growing every day. But I do think if you're on the fence about, like, oh, I want to talk to her, or whatever the case may be, and the way that you learn about parts of my personality is through this podcast, ooh, child. Ooh, child. It's gonna take a special kind of man for that. Because, yes. It's going to take a special type of man for that, because this podcast, I get to cut it up, but this is my work. This is my job. So you can't be mad at me for that, even if my job pays 7 cents an hour, because it clearly does. It's my job. And this is just how I feel about certain things. But I would feel like if a person is really interested, they will listen to the podcast and also talk to me to see how I am day to day, because it's not like I'm on here dating y'all. I ain't on here dating y'all. So it is what it is. Bye-bye, Rocco, because I'm F-N-F. That's another reason why I'm out here. Oh, God. Did y'all hear that N-word free song? It is living rent-free in my head. Every time one of my friends or family members call me, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And they're like, why do you still act like this? And I say, because you know why? I figured it out. Once you are a little bit ratchet or ghetto, it sticks with you forever. Like, I was born into it. It's not on me, it's in me. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Whew, man. Oh, my ratchet shenanigans follow me in every stage of my life, and I love it. Let's go, because I'm F-N-F. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Whew, Jesus. Man. Will this be the first time I talk to a man that is under 6 feet tall? I don't know. Let's see what happens on these apps. We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But that is where I'm at this week. That is where I'm at. I am on these dating apps, and I am giving it a try, and I am having conversations with people. I even gave my number to like one or two. God, please do not make me have to block these men, because I will. But yeah, I've had a decent conversation. I'm not going to lie and say I haven't had a decent conversation. It has been decent. But yeah. What else do we want to talk about? What else is in minutes? Speaking of dating, one thought came to mind this week when I was thinking about dating and how I've been talking to some of these men. Like, I have just been full-blown Shay. Like, I do my full belly laugh. I make my same jokes that I make when I'm talking to my friends. And I know my friends just heard that. And I was like, girl, really? Yes, because that's who I am. That's the full me. And I often hear, or I have heard over the years, people saying that people show up as their representative when they are in the dating phase. And man, I don't know where mine is. I don't know if she quit or she got fired, because I really do show up as full-time Shay. Like I tied that hoe up and threw her somewhere, because I just come through the door waving the full, like, Shay don't hurt him no more. Like, I'm showing up as her every time, and I love it. 5 stars, highly recommend. Send your friends and your family. Like, yeah, there are things that I don't share while I'm dating, because you're getting to know the person and the person's getting to know you. And I'm not big on putting all my cards on the table, but hiding who I am in order to last longer in conversation or in hopes to get into a relationship with you is just not me. It will never be me. I don't want it. I don't like it. I may be quieter than I usually am. I may be filling you out, but to portray myself as somebody that I'm not doesn't fit with who I am at this stage in my life. Quiet as kept, not in any stage in my life, but at this stage in my life, because I worked hard to be the woman that I am. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her flaws. I'm proud of her accomplishments. I'm proud of everything about me that makes me me, even the hard parts. So when I show up and I talk to you like I'm talking to one of my homegirls or my family members, because I want you to like me, not portions of me, not parts of me, not the pieces that fit into your puzzle while you throw away the other pieces, but me. So, yeah, showing up as a representative of myself is not my wave. Maybe it's y'all's, but it's not my wave. But I highly recommend showing up as you, whatever that means. Because if he's like, oh, this is annoying, great. So I know I shouldn't be here because I'm annoying to you. But somebody else is amused, I promise you. These men be laughing at my jokes. They be laughing. They laughing because they want to sleep with you. Shut up. Yep. You know what really stuck with me this week? So I was in conversation with a person, not on these dating apps, but I was in conversation with a person, and they told me that I give off pure happy energy. And why am I always so happy? And I nonchalantly was like, oh, I just choose to be happy. Like, literally, I was like, I choose to be happy. Hard stop. Like, nothing else came after that sentence. I was like, I choose to be happy. And while that's true, because it is true, because there are moments in some days where I could be like, oh, this is effed up. This is effed up. I'm just like, it's messed up, but I choose to not necessarily find a silver lining. I choose my reaction after my body has whatever reaction it's going to have. And I decide how big it is in my world. Because I feel like if we don't make those choices, sometimes it is easy to get consumed with how bad it could be, or why I did this, or who is that. And I don't make the choice every single time in every single situation. Y'all know, y'all been listening long enough to know that some days, some weeks, never would have made it. Like, some days I'm like, I'm F, kick in the door, waving the fo. Like, I'm not saying that I'm happy or at a 10 all the time. I'm just saying that in the moments when I am free to be, I choose to be happy. And while that is true, I feel like maybe I should have said more when that person said it to me. Just because I know the person, but when the person said it to me, I feel like I maybe should have said more like, yes, I choose to be happy, but this is years of work and self-reflection, finding my tribe and continuing to show up and fight for my true self every day. I'm not happy all the times and things get to me like every other person, but overall I choose happiness. I like the way it feels, and I honestly just be delighted and in my own little world. So maybe I'll have another conversation with that person. Maybe it'll come up again. I don't know. But I feel like maybe I should have said more, because you never know what somebody's going through. And I don't want anybody to walk away from a conversation with me like, oh, I'm not happy because I'm not choosing happiness. I know it's not that simple. And there were days where it's like, I want to be happy, but I'm not happy. And I don't even know where happy is and how I would get to that. But I have had years of work and I've had therapy. We all know I'm open about that. And just other things of finding this person and finding this place that I'm at. And it delights me. I want to say delighted because, it delights me that my genuine feelings of joy radiate to other people where they're like, oh, you are just like, you just seem so happy. I do appreciate that, but I never want anybody to walk away from a conversation with me feeling like, oh, I'm not happy because I'm not choosing to be, because there's just so many other things that are involved in that. So if you are hearing this and you are hearing my voice and you're one of those people, just know that it takes work, and the work is different for everybody, and what happiness means is different for everybody. But I do extend to you my desires for you to have access to and do the things that make you happy. And if you find it hard for you to find that, you have people in your life, in your circle that you can talk to, you can reach out to me. I am not a professional, and I would probably tell you to talk to a professional. But if it's just like, I want to reach out to somebody, y'all know y'all can find me in the DMs, you can comment, all that stuff, because if nothing else, I am going to advocate for self-care and awareness, and hopefully just doing things that make you feel like a whole and complete you. So, aren't y'all happy? Sometimes we have shenanigans, and then sometimes we get back on track. This episode is a mixture of both. Yeah. So, what else can we talk about? I keep pivoting back to relationships and love, and I'm okay with that because I feel like we haven't talked a lot about them in the past few weeks. And as I mentioned, my notes are all over the place. So when I look at my notes, I'm like, oh, that should have been the dating part earlier. But swinging back to relationships, I don't know what scientific explanation there is for this, but one thing I'm going to always be open to is love. Like butterflies, can't wait to see this man, can't wait for him to call me type of love. Like nose just open type of love. Even after heartbreaks, we talked about some of my heartbreaks and difficult relationships. Once I heal, oh baby, I am back. I am back like I never left. I'm just open to love all over again. And that should really be feeling like magic. It does. And it's not to say that it works out every time, clearly, because I'm on these goddamn dating apps. But I like being open to the possibility. I like being open to receiving the full love of somebody. Because if we're not open to it, how do we expect to receive it? It's like, we want to do Sierra's prayer. We want to hop on one foot and bark like a big dog. But then we want to shut down and then expect the person on the other end to fully love us. Just love us through the difficult. Listen, some people don't got time for that. Either you going to communicate like a big girl, or you don't want Sierra's prayer. But those are just my 2 cents. Don't listen to me. I'm single. Listen to me, because clearly I have some type of insight. Okay? And it's not like I've never been in a relationship. I'm trying to tell you what to do. Like, people who've never done things and they're like, but I feel like this is how it works. I read the book. You don't know how it goes on in the real world. Is what it is. I feel like this episode is running a little bit long, but I could be wrong because I had to take a little break in between, so I don't really actually know the timing of this episode. But I have one last thing, and then I'm going to let y'all go. If y'all still here, I appreciate it, and I hope you are thoroughly amused. But for me, to wrap this up, I often talk to y'all about where I'm at in my journey as an entrepreneur, where I'm at in my journey as the owner and founder of Shea Iconic LLC. And it dawned on me what I really want in this world, besides making my media company and website a big thing, and I pray it will be, is I want to do work that matters in the real world, so that I don't have to rely on social media in order to sustain my brand. Like, I want it to be work that's done in the real world, partnerships that I do in the real world, talking to people in panels and those type of things, and have them translate online. Like, that would be the gold star for me. And what made me think about that is because I follow this stylist online, and I don't even know how I started following her. Like, somebody else I followed for a long time mentioned her in the story. Then I went to her stories and I was like, oh, she's mad amusing. And I started following her. I really just be following people that amuse me and I can learn things from. And I've been following her. Like, her story is like my daily talk show. She doesn't really talk about anything outside of fashion. Every now and then she'll sprinkle in other stuff, but it's like her personality. And I started to look at her brand and I'm like, oh, she has a really large following. I'm like, but she barely posts on her timeline. She does, like, you can tell that she does a lot in the real world that she doesn't post on her timeline, but somehow who she is in the real world has translated online to where people follow her and brands know that she is someone to follow. And I know because she's like a big stylist for like Barney's and all those things, that makes sense, but I want that type of life or that type of work. Like, I don't want her life, but I want that type of work. Like, oh yeah, we follow Shay's media company. We listen to her on her podcast. That's why we follow her social media, and not, oh, we follow her on social media, so maybe we listen to her podcast. I think I would have a stronger audience if that's how my business is set up and how it goes. So that's my wrap up. That's where I'm at. I say to you, like I say to you every week, if you enjoyed the podcast, leave a comment, rate it, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a cousin, to tell a sister, to tell a mother, to tell an uncle, to listen to Janky Voice Notes with Shay. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Toss it up. And yeah, until next time, happy Friday.